So the Giants played their first preseason game yesterday. The final score was 14-3. And while it is preseason and none of the starters really played, some guys got a series or two in the first quarter. Football's back, so let's overreact to it. Starting off, I'm going to go position by position and then some overall thoughts on the game from a purely Giants perspective because, as y'all can see, I am a Giants fan. Quarterbacks, Drew Lock was 4 for 10 for 17 yards and a pick before he got hurt. Now, they did say that, if he needed to play, he would have come back and played. Like, it wasn't anything major, which is good, but he still didn't look really good while he was out there. Malik Neighbors played in the first quarter and didn't get a single target. Was open by all accounts on multiple plays, so that's frustrating, and I'm sure that's something that's annoying for him as well. But, Drew Lock was getting pressured a lot. Josh Ezeudu was playing left tackle. Josh Ezeudu probably shouldn't play left tackle again in the NFL because that's not even against starters, and he looked awful, which, no offense to him. I'm sure he's a great person and all, but golly, that man is not an NFL caliber lineman right now, and I seriously think that's someone that might get caught off this team because of how poorly he's played in the last year. Tommy DeVito, on the other hand, made a strong case to be QB2 and stay on the roster. 8 for 15, 92 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, couple of rushes as well. Just like more in command than Drew Lock, which makes sense because he's been in the offense longer. But from a total game standpoint, just felt different with Tommy DeVito in, and it felt like the Giants could actually do something because the defense allowed one first down in the entire first half because they were playing insanely well. At one point, they hadn't let up a first down, and we were still losing 3-0 because of the Drew Lock interception. But Tommy DeVito looked pretty good, made a really strong case for the Giants to keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster, which they should after what they went through last year, and also because, Tommy goes on the practice squad or he gets cut. Another team is signing that man immediately. He went 3-3 in the NFL as a starter in his rookie year. You can only go up from here, really. Rushing-wise, it was awesome to see all 3 running backs that played. Once again, it is against backups. It's preseason. But Eric Gray, 4 rushes, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyrone Tracy, the rookie, 5 rushes, 26 yards. And Dante Miller, 12 rushes, 63 yards because he played basically the entire second half. Eric Gray, I thought that this was someone that literally might get caught coming into this training camp and preseason because he really hadn't showed anything last year. And Tyrone Tracy looked like a better option. Dante Miller, also known as Turbo, looked like a really good option as well. So I was like, okay, unless he's gonna offer insane special teams help, Eric Gray probably gone. From what we saw today, he looks great. People were forgetting that Devin Singletary's on the team, and I don't even remember who the running back was last year because these guys look so good. But receiving, Eric Gray had 4 catches for 46 yards. He ended the first half with more all-purpose yards than the entire Lions team. So that's pretty damn good, even if it is preseason. Tyree Jackson, the quarterback that converted to tight end a couple years ago, 2 catches, 34 yards. Pretty good performance from him. Only 15 yards to the wide receivers, which is, a little rough considering that Jalen Hyatt and Isaiah Hodgins and Allen Robinson and Malik Neighbors were in uniform and played snaps. That's a little strange, I'd say, but, it is what it is. First preseason game, first time that Daboll's calling plays full-time. We'll go from there. O-line-wise, I thought it was pretty decent besides Ezeudu. Obviously, with backups, you're going to have some mistakes and stuff like that, but we ran the ball really well. That's good for the offensive line. They look tough out there. Just overall, decent performance outside of, the beginning with Ezeudu. Defensively, Deontay Johnson, the linebacker from UCLA, who's been a bit of a standout in training camp as well, had a phenomenal game. He was everywhere and had a sack and a lot of tackles, was just making plays his name was being called. That's what you want from a young player in preseason. The second and third round picks from this year's draft, Tyler Nubin and Drew Phillips, they had really good games. There's a clip out there of Tyler Nubin absolutely knocking an offensive lineman on his ass as he's blitzing, and Drew Phillips had a really good tackle for loss on a running play. So they had their good moments. And Trey Herndon, veteran, just can't body. Maybe he makes the team as a veteran guy, plays occasionally if someone's hurt. He had a pick on Sudfeld, I believe. That was good. And 4 total sacks as a team. On the Trey Herndon pick, though. Literally the most preseason play of all time, where it's a 4th and 2. The Lions call a sprint out pass play, which once again is the dumbest thing that anybody can do because it literally shuts off half the field and the defense knows what to cover. Like, it makes their job so much easier. Anyways, Sudfeld's about to go down. He lofts one up. Trey Herndon catches it. Great. He's returning it, and ball pops, 30, 40-yard return. Ball pops out. Lions recover. So basically, the Lions get the ball again, first down, just 40 yards behind where they were. The funniest preseason play of all time, maybe. 4 total sacks as a team. Just a really good defensive performance, only allowing 3 points to even, the Lions are one of the deeper teams in the NFL. NFC Championship team, their reserves are still decent as well. It's not like, they're trotting out absolutely nobodies out there. So, pretty good. Special teams-wise, Gunnar Olszewski looked really good returning punts in the first half. It was rainy. The Lions kept muffing punts and kept, having really bad moments. Gunnar didn't have those. He made a couple of, hard catches, too, which maybe you let those bounce, buddy. But it's all good. Isaiah McKenzie did muff a punt or, had a hard time corralling one in. It was really rainy. It's preseason. There's room for improvement there. Coverage looked phenomenal. Looked way better than last year with the former special teams coordinator. We got a new guy now. He looks great. He seems to be doing a really good job. So that was really encouraging to see. Last year in the preseason game against the Lions, we let them take back a punt on us. Daboll absolutely lost his mind. So encouraging signs already from the special teams unit. And some interesting things is from Daboll post-game presser. I think we're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. It makes sense. Last year, Danny Jones got hurt. Then Tyrod Taylor got hurt. So Tommy DeVito comes in for 6 games and plays. Similar stuff here, where you want to have that third guy, especially now that you know that Tommy DeVito can be a decent backup quarterback, and you pay Drew Lock. I think all 3 make the roster. Also, Daboll was talking about having better harmony with the roster, or with his coaching staff. Obviously, last year, with the whole Wink Martindale thing and Mike Kafka not being happy also, a lot of that story, especially in New York, they all blew up. But, Shane Bowen, new DC, Daboll calling plays on offense, and new special teams coordinator. So they seem to be working well together. It seems to be a good working relationship. Hopefully they're having a couple beers and pizzas on the side as well, even though Daboll's trying to lose weight. But that all seems to be good. There was no major clock management or challenge or anything like that issues with Daboll calling plays, which is a really good sign. Hopefully that keeps going in the preseason so they have all the wheels turning when the regular season starts. And lastly, Daboll talked about how he wanted to have a really tough team and that be the message, which makes sense given the 55 fights that happened with the Lions on the 2 training camp days where they had to end practice 3 hours early because they were fighting so much. And with the fact how much they ran the ball yesterday and how well they ran the ball, once again, an encouraging sign. Last year, we got our ass kicked in practice in Detroit, and then we got our ass kicked in the game. Both of those things didn't happen. In fact, I think we did more of the ass kicking. So, really encouraging signs overall. Decent game. It was boring. It was rainy. I'm happy that I didn't end up going. But really cool nonetheless. Encouraging signs. And I'm excited for game 2 where we can see some of the starters play. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.